Hey everyone, and welcome to the first video in a series called The Truth of Psychotherapy. I would like today to talk to you a little bit about how I find psychotherapy and what it means to me. I have had a lot of people come to me in the last few years, and people like to tell me about their bad experience with a counsellor or psychotherapist when I tell them what I do. I bet you can tell how enjoyable that is for me. So I would like to make this video to explain a little bit about how I feel about psychotherapy and how I approach this in the counselling room. Psychotherapy for me, especially in this country, is very quiet. Yeah, so fair play to all those therapists out there who are working very hard, who nobody hears about ever. People like to, as I said, talk about a bad experience that they've had and maybe they've never gone back. When people tell me these stories, what I hear is fear. Fear of something. I don't know what that is for them, only they know that. If they have gathered some awareness around that, how cool would that be? So for those people that are in therapy and you don't hear about, therapy is a very private thing. So one can imagine why you wouldn't hear about the good stories or the positive stories. And this is because that person has created and maintained a strong connection with their therapist and probably don't feel the need to talk about it outside because they have a fulfillment. Yeah? So the idea of psychotherapy for me, and for people that I would be aware of in that field, is the relationship. So psychotherapy is about creating a relationship with another person in any scenario. So has anybody out there ever had an issue with confrontation? So you're sitting there in a moment with somebody else. Something comes up and you feel an intensity or you feel an anxiety or you feel something flutter and everything in your body tells you to run. Yeah? Or everything in your body tells you to stay and to explode. So this is what we call fight or flight. So if you've ever experienced that feeling where you physically can't stay in that moment with that person, this type of therapy can help you a lot. This relationship that you create with this other person, the basis of that is going to be trust. And trust is obviously the basis for everything. This trust will be solid enough and that relationship will be pure enough to sustain anything that comes in its path. So when something does come up in terms of whether it's confrontational in the room, whether you are tiptoeing around for a while and you find that you will find that place where you can speak to that person candidly and you can be congruent with that person. And when you have achieved that, you will have achieved a sense of peace internally. And the hope is that you would be able to go outside of that room and maintain that type of relationship, number one with yourself, and then be able to go out and have it with somebody else. And that, my friends, is true peace. Yeah? So if you've ever felt the need to want to go to therapy or to try it, and somebody has told you about an experience that they've had, and it has maybe swayed you in the direction of fear rather than love of yourself, then I would really urge you to try. If you feel like you want to try and you feel like you're curious, I would urge you to try. Yeah? So if you have any questions after this video, I know it's short. If you have any questions at all, actually, on anything I've spoken about today, or you want to ask any information about the service that I provide, please feel free to email me or message me. I would love to hear from you. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a lovely day.